All right, I'm here on the range and I only have, let's see, 2, 4, like 10 balls. But I want to try to see if I can transfer some of what we learned on the wheel to this. So first thing we learned, if this is just a hinge and this is a hinge, was let's keep this arm short of parallel and accelerating. The other thing I thought too that was interesting is, look, if this is the wheel, then this is the wheel coming the other way. This is how the wheel spins. And if the wheel spins like that, it has some major implications for body bends and other things like that. But look, if this is the wheel, this is not spinning the wheel at all. And this is not spinning the wheel at all. This is spinning the wheel, actually. So sometimes doing certain things, you think you're turning the wheel and you're not. All right, so left arm short of parallel. That was good. Try that again. And I also have this thing here too, which could be interesting. This clicker. See this? If I put this thing on, the left arm, this could be a good indicator of whether the left arm's getting parallel or not, and also when to change direction. So this thing wants to click basically right away, so I want to hear that click before it impacts if I can. Let me go one notch that way. Oh, that would be it. Let's see. Not bad. Probably a little long. That's better. And you got to make sure you're turning the wheel. This being the wheel, you're not just tilting around like this. That was a great shot. I could feel it like totally out of my hands by the time I hit it. That was a really good impact. I'd love to know how far that went. Let's see. That landed just by the black flag, which is 151 into the wind. So it's basically probably like a 167 iron. Try that again. These are probably all way long of. So I wanted to hit it before this clicks. Oh, that was amazing. That was really great. That one flew 155, like 4 yards right of the target. So this, it's not that I want it to click and then make a downswing. I want to be able to go back and down and hit the ball before this slider actually gets on this side. That was perfect. 4 yards left of the target, and that was good. I think that's a really big revelation, is that you have to be moving in a way that actually turns the circle and support that wheel that we had. So the wheel's on the incline, watch. If I go like this, and I go like this, the circle's not turning. It's just you're taking that hub and moving it. If I go like this, I go like this, see the circle is not moving. You want to actually get the circle moving. So another one really short this time. as super straight and low. So that was good, super straight and low. Little behind it. All right, so now, so that's kind of like, you could play golf like that, but it would be less than maximum distance. But you could play golf like that, just going really short swings like that. And those are all good shots. But then the real difficult thing, the real mastery level kind of stuff is now doing it from a long backswing. Now we saw in my other video, if I was going to take this ball, and I don't want to waste a ball because I don't have many, so if I was going to take this tee here and knock it out of the ground with something that doesn't have a face on it, you would see a swing like this. There you go here. And so you see at impact I'm getting like that. So it becomes super simple if there's no face. Now I'm going to try to take fuller swings. See, without feedback, I don't know how big some of those last swings were. They were probably damn near full anyway. Now, if I want to do it full swings, that means my flow has to be really good from back to through, and there has to be some play and a little bit even of down cocking, on plane down cocking to come down here. And the main thing is you got to keep the wheel turning. It's a straight shot really high, which shows me that it was probably past me, and that didn't go. That was into the wind and went the same distance as the other ones, so that shows me my impact dynamics are not good there. So I want to go here and really. So what did I learn before about going longer? I said the backswing has to be wide, and the flow has to reverse directions, so that as you're going, the club's staying up and getting cocked as you're swinging into the left arm. That's what we learned before. Okay. So that was left and more wild. Same distance about landed level with the 150. I'm into quite a cold, stiff breeze though. So I'm going to take that off. Alright, so if you want a good one, you got to really make sure the whole time you're turning the wheel, and you're not just taking the wheel and tilting that back hub axis either way, like this way or this way. It's got to be here and like that. Here, a big one. Good swing, a little in the heel, but went straight, like 6 yards to the right. And further than the black flag. Last ball, let's make it good. That went left. That was a flip pull, I could tell. So I got part one down really well as far as the swings that feel like they're left arm parallel. They're probably going to here. They are delivering it with lag. I can tell just by the flight. But when I go full, it's catching up to itself, just like when I went full with that. So the only way to get that would be to really float load or something like that. But you know, like I saw, if I'm not worried about the face, or if I just put a tee in the ground, I can knock that tee out pretty easily. All right, here's a cool video that I got from a friend of mine in Finland in his barn, where he made the the arm, he made it a golf club, and the left arm a little bit different. And he said, look, if you take it to where impact would be, or the bottom would be, see, there's plenty of a lag impact and all kinds of stuff. Because he was saying, if you make the bottom arm, so this part long and this part shorter, like on mine that I made, it was like this and like that, right? But his is, say, see, you make the bottom longer. And that's something that I heard from a lot of people when I made my device. But if you look at a golf club, your left arm, from the point where it couples, so where your hands are kind of come together, to where your arm would go, if you stretch your arm out, it would be about longer. It would go to there. So from what I can see, the driver is about 1/3 longer than your left arm. So in this case, this club here, the driver is about double the left arm. So that would be like having a 5-foot long golf club or something like that. Which, yes, the longer the club, the less it'll flip. Like if the extreme example of this is if you had like a 7-foot golf club and you tried to swing it. And there's videos of guys like Guinness Book World Records guys and other people with like trick shot artists and people with like really long golf clubs. And no, it won't flip and you'll get super open and stuff, but that's not that helpful. The other main thing about this is that there's no stopper on my wheel. There's a stopper at just over 90 degrees of this angle here. So if I take this, and this, so see here is 90 degrees there. It's actually perfectly 90 degrees once Seppo drops this here. So what there needs to be is, because your left wrist can only make an angle of just about 90 degrees, for argument's sake. Everybody's a little bit different. And that becomes a really important part, that angle there, because watch what happens. As we go forward, see, it goes, then now this thing is getting really acute, that angle, really acute. Let's go to the most acute part of it before it starts opening up. So let's say that there's the most acute this angle is. So this is way beyond what we could do in with our wrist. But here it's gone from, remember, 90 is the max your wrist can do, and now it's gone all the way to, it's like way beyond what we could actually do. There's about 90. So that's about double what we could do with our wrist. And then we'll see, as they keep going, then yes, it delivers it to a lag impact. So flexible wrist could be important, but we can only go so far. What would happen if on this unit, like I have on mine, there was a little pin right there that stopped this thing from going any further than 90? I think what would happen is the angle would be, you would drop it and you would see that angle get to its maximum angle there, and then the angle would start from there. It would be 90 at the max, and then the energy would start to come into line because of that angle, which is kind of the problem of the golf swings. So first of all, the arm proportion, if you want it to be golf-wise, because people didn't like that my arm my golf club arm was too short, so they're making it long, but then they're going too far. It's going too long. They're making it proportionate about like that, where it should really be about just like maybe 20% longer than the left arm. So it should be about that. Plus, it should have a maximum range of 90 degrees and then be able to freely, on both sides really, 90 to 90. But it shouldn't be able to go like that and then unload like that. The other thing that I heard was that it's just that your proportion of the arms is off. So if the left arm is short and then this, what represents the club, is longer, then it won't flip. So if I do that, you can see it flips with 0 acceleration. And if I go through to acceleration, if you really accelerate, it will get it into a good impact position, but that would essentially be like either a 8-foot long golf club or trying to hit it with a golf club that is like a lead pipe. And if you hit it with something extremely heavy, you'll get kind of like a lag impact, but you can't play, it's illegal to play golf like that, and it won't go anywhere. So this was basically non-functional.